Wow. Oh my God. So, yeah, you get something for free, you gotta pay for it. Okay. Oh my God. When you get something for free, like yesterday, we got free energy. These frequencies are insane. Okay. So I know when I'm getting these amazing thoughts and I'm just hammering the point home, and not really caring how it comes across, because I really don't. At this point, the reality is there. We have been blindsided by fantasy because when reality sets in, people aren't prepared for it. And, when you're given everything, I mean, seriously, when you're given access to a lot of resources, when you're given, a pain-free lifestyle, when you're given so much, and then when it gets taken away, okay, people aren't prepared to pay the debt. Like, they're not prepared to pay the debt. I mean, that's a fucking no duh. Because yesterday I was just like, I was blogging yesterday, like left and right, blog. And I'm like, I know, I recognize this energy. I had this energy a couple days ago. And you see you see what I did with my website. You saw my book come out. You saw the blogs that I've been posting on my blog site. Okay, that all came from the free energy. And then the next day after all of that was then paying for all of that free energy. Paying for it. Yeah, I'm stiff as hell. I was blowing my nose this morning, last night. I felt my cells come apart and I felt them come back together again. Hey, Jono, it's nice to see you. My dog was disoriented last night. Even my husband was like freaking out. He was concerned because he was here in the afternoon and he hasn't really seen her like this. Hold on, sorry. So he hasn't seen her the way I see her because he's gone most of the time. And so I knew I got to take care of this. I have to take care of my dog because I don't want my husband to feel responsible, because since his mind is bringing home the bacon, I don't want him to feel like he has to give somebody else a decision out there to put his dog down. And so I know that I have to make sure that I got to take care of this dog. And so, yeah, he was concerned because he just is like, he's not used to seeing a dog be disoriented. He's not used to seeing a dog go through stages of, I don't even want to say healing, because that's not even the word. Stages of evolution. Like, my dog's going through stages of evolution, and it's hard to watch. What is that stage of evolution? Well, when you're disoriented a little bit and you're wobbly on your feet and when the frequencies are so exponential, like they were yesterday, and she's going through that metamorphosis. Her thing is getting softer, but, it's going to take a minute for everything to disperse and do all that. But people are like, oh, how can you even prove that? How can you even project that? Because what else is going to happen? That thing there, it gets so big and her body her body can't handle it and she fucking dies, right? That's the worst case scenario. That thing is so big and she can't, and it blocks off something, and then it does all, they're like, oh, then you're making her suffer. Not necessarily, because you keep feeding something, you keep feeding the predominant energy, which are the parent cells. Eventually there's going to be, somebody is going to take over and tame the fucking beast. Either the beast is going to kill its opponent, or the life, the good life is going to tame the beast. And it's a competition. You're in a fucking competition, but you're seeing out there people who die, animals who die. They don't survive the competition of life within their body. That's what death is when you have basically lost the fight, lost the battle of your own life. And everything's in plain sight. When people lose the battle of cancer, they lose the battle of any kind of disease, they lose the battle of evolution, it means they did not give the right side, which is them, enough ammunition to keep things going and to tame the beast. It's no different than in war. Why is it that some people win in war? Because they had strategy, they had the arsenal, they had numbers, they had a lot of things in their favor. They had intellectual and strong people. They nation build, so everyone had a job and everyone was good at their job. That's why, the West is like a superpower. I'm not even saying the US, but the West is a superpower because we have such diversity and everyone is in their respective fields. And so, so you have to be able to win the fight that's going on. And John says, it's been rough. He's responding to one of my posts. Been rough for about a week now. Drained so much green mucus. It's unreal. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's been insane. And so when you play, you pay. Okay? And that's kind of what's going on, is that the system is giving you so many toys to play with. But even though you didn't ask for these toys of energy, now you're paying for it. And yeah, some people are getting cancer disease, chronic illness, autoimmune disorders, and and you can't really do anything to help them because you can't end their suffering. That's the thing. You can't end anyone's suffering. You're not supposed to. It's the medical system with the last line of defense, which is the morgue. It's not really a defense. It's the last line. The medical system and the holistic system, those who are licensed professionals are the only ones that can end somebody's suffering, which then you need to be like taking a second look at why is it that cures and remedies have to be FDA approved for their specific claims. Because when you end somebody's suffering, it could be the end of their life, and it has to be going through the double-blind studies and tested and tested and tested and tested. Because obviously you don't want to have somebody take a cure and they pass away from it, because cures are systematic, gradual entropy, breaking up stuff, but not really adding to it because people are on diets. People can't handle the pain of release, and they can't handle the pain of retention. And so the cure systematically tears somebody apart. And these frequencies will only realize your intentions. So my intentions yesterday was to get the word out about so many obvious things that people don't think about or look at. My intention yesterday was to respond to all the things that were on the Amazon reviews, so I can strengthen my argument, because that's the only reason why I respond to trolls and respond to criticisms, because I strengthen my arguments. It's not like I do this every day, but every so often when I have the energy, like I did, when Sarah Farnell posted the book that she bought, which is great, appreciate it. And all of you that bought my books in the past, I appreciate every single support. But when she posted that, then it gave me, then I looked and I wanted to look at the Amazon to see if anyone put a review on there. And I'm like, oh, and then I also posted a retort to some of the reviews because, I want to strengthen the argument, because, no sense in having one argument out there that the main people out there only see. They got to see the other sides. And that's why I'm using my website as well as my Facebook. So then all observers can see both sides and they can make their own choices. Obviously, not everyone is going to, agree with me or agree with them. And so as long as people have all the information, they make their choice. And then that's when I put about the human experimentation, that every single time that you pay your premiums for health insurance, or you pay a doctor or a nurse or homeopathic or naturopathic, it's a contractual agreement that you want them to take away aspects of your life. You want them to systematically destroy you and also use you for an experiment, because there is no guarantee, like anything, there is no guarantee with any of these cures out there, because everyone's different in how they respond to it. So then they're going to respond, they're going to observe how you react to it, and that's going to go into their data of notes of then how they're going to modify the cures to make it even more surefire. But then obviously, if a cure is that good, it's rest in peace. You don't want a cure to be that good, because that would end your life. Because a cure that is like, the best, like a panacea, a cure-all, panacea, when you think about it, is death. That's what panacea is. Google panacea, Panacea. That's why you don't want the cures to work very well, because you want to have some kind of fucking way to evolve. You want to be alive. But this race for the cure is like the race for death. And people don't realize that's what they're actually advocating. Remember, we're in a depopulation agenda. This is the climate. We're in climate change. That's why people are so confused as to why they think, oh my God, the health professionals are supposed to be like, saving us. But then they realize that not really, because look where you end up. But you're supposed to die. They're just trying to give you a little bit, longer than your expectation. Okay, it's all perception. No one can predict when you were supposed to die. I mean, can you predict that you were going to die at 100 and then you had a disease at 50, and so they gave you enough time so to then be able to make it to 100? No, that's not how this fucking works. You have no idea when you're going to fucking die. So this whole, oh, we're going to help prolong your life is all smoke and mirrors. It's all playing with your perception, playing with your expectation, playing with your fears. And so since we don't have an actual regimented absolute lifespan, this whole, using cures and using surgeries and using all that shit out there that they're selling you left and right, it's all fucking marketing. That's all it is. But let me tell you, those people who can't deal with paying back their debt to society of all the gifts that were given to them, they're in so much pain that they'll do whatever it takes, and they think it's prolonging their life, but no, it's actually going to shorten it. That's why I'm saying you got to deal with some vast amounts of fucking pain right now, because we are paying back for the great life we've had. Okay, I mean, even though, yeah, I've had stresses in my life, don't get me wrong, I've had my own share of suffering, but I also had some great moments. Shit, I went to China, I lived in Hawaii, I traveled, I had fun, ate good food, I went to the movies, I had a bunch of friends and did all these different things, okay? So it wasn't like, I was living in the middle of a war-torn nation, begging for food on the streets, in the middle of a third world country, hoping that America will save me. No, I was given a fucking amazing life. And I went through some hell with it, but, it's all relative to what you see out there is what you think is normal. And then when you realize that in the scheme of things, really, you actually had it pretty good, but you have to see everything around you before you can actually appreciate how good you fucking have it. But when you stay homogenized and you don't look outside your immediate spheres of influence, then you think you're fucking suffering so horribly. But no, you've been given a gift of time. You've been given a gift of a little bit of money. Okay? When people say people are happier when they make so much money, you know what? It's funny. When we made a lot of money, as far as my husband and I, yeah, it was fun when we were in Florida. We were spending money left and right because he was making shit ton of money in Florida. But you have nothing to show for it. And then you have to keep making that money to be happy. And then it's never enough. And so no, I mean, so I think that as long as you maintain a nice balance of productivity, and then rest, relaxation, recoup, productivity, and you just do things in a nice balanced way, not chasing after a fucking bauble, then yeah, that's, in my opinion, happiness. But where was I going with this? So yeah, and so yeah, I mean, so we're paying back everything that we've been given, and so yesterday's energy was a free energy. It was free currency, and I used it to my benefit. And so I'm gonna go because my dog's up. But you guys have a good day. Bye.